Hello YouTube, today I'll be showing you Atlantean, Mermail, Deep Sea, pretty much a splash of water that ends on the Cupid Pitch combo. In this deck you have the advantage of playing a card like Sea Minstrel, which is Millennium Eye. Pretty much you get to see your opponent hand and see what's in store for you in the next place. And what you can do with the hand you have. So yeah, we start with the main deck monsters. Pretty much you play 3 of the print, which is a 1-card starter in itself, because combo in this deck is pretty much knowing what's your opponent hand, so resolving Minstrel, and also having a tuner and not tuner just to make out the Fibrex, and from there you can do the Cupid Pitch combo. So this is a budget version I'm playing, because the most efficient build will be with the Baron the floor, but yeah, I'll be showing you the other option I came up with, the cards I have. So yeah. Next, for more Atlanteans, we play 3 Dragoon, of course, not once per turn. Searches any sea serpent monster you have on your deck. And for one more name, and also in instances when you don't know your opponent's hand and you don't want to go on a blind Hulky Fibrex, you can just end on the Link to Mermail monster with this in hand, and it's a pop during your opponent's turn. So yeah, this is for the Atlanteans. Next we have the Deep Sea archetype. So 3 Deep Sea Divas. There's a 1-card combo. Also with this card, you can handle the Cupid Pitch combo, plus the knowing what your opponent's playing, plus the Moulinglacia will be banishing 2 cards in your opponent's hand. Next, 3 Minstrel. Super nice is also a tuner, which can come up because you can special a monster and then normal summon this just because it's a tuner, but you will never want to normal summon. You always want to activate the effect in hand to know where's your opponent holding. And 3 Deep Sea Aria. So this engine right here became so much better with the Icejade cards, which I'm playing a little engine of Icejade cards, because Tremora discards itself in the graveyard to special summon water from your hand. This comes live pretty much every time when you draw the Icejade package and discard, and this will search you the Diva. If you don't access to it, you can search your Minstrel. You can search you Dragoon as well, depending on your hand. So this deck consistency is in the roof, I think, with the introduction of the Icejade card. We do play Mermail still, so 3 Tias and 1 Spike. This is just free special summon and is a trigger for your Dragoon, which gets your deck rolling. And also you just need a target to search with this, so you don't get -2, it's just -1. Just no minus, because this is on the field. So you have a body and you also search this. And also if you happen to normal summon it, you can trigger Dragoon and also search your Minstrel from your deck. So we do play a little Mermail engine steal. Next we have the new Icejade card. So 1 Tremora, 1 Acti, and 3 Cradle. So Cradle is a not once per turn searcher of your Icejade monsters, but you only can search a different name of what you control and what's in your graveyard. So that's why I play the Acti, and I think Acti is better than the other one. I don't remember the name right now, but because you can trigger your monster, your effects in hand when they pitch, because you can pitch a water monster from your hand to the graveyard as cost, which will make them trigger to draw a card. So, and also when you happen to draw Tremora, your Icejade is not dead, and you can search a water monster like Acti. And also the main is this one, because yeah, this is a free special summon and not the once per turn searcher. So even if you open 2, consider another brick. So this has raised the consistency a lot. Next, for 1-offs, of course, the Moulinglacia. Still the 1 normal summon Diva, it goes through. Then you can end on Moulinglacia and the full Cupid Pitch. The one Lappis Dragon, if you happen to open the Neptabyss and that's the line of combo you're gonna get, then this is needed to be in the deck because you need a tuner at that point. So yeah, you searches with Dragoon and special summon it so you can have a tuner and not tuner to go for your Hulky Fibrax. The one brick you absolutely don't want to see in your hand is Coltwing. Okay, it's part of the combo, but if you see this card in your hand, pretty much you're gonna not do the combo and your hand is dead at that point. The one Deskbot, part of the combo, but also can be normal summoned as a tuner just to go for high Hulky Fibrax, because I do play the one Crystron Rion, and yeah, if you have to draw it, you can use it as a body, as a tuner to go for Hulky Fibrax, and special summon with Hulky Fibrax the Rion, which is also a water, which you can utilize, you know, for your other cards effect, so it goes with the deck, and it's also a machine which is needed to go for Auroradon, so that's why the sole purpose I play this card is that. And of course the one Synchro Magnet. Now if you have the Baron on the floor, or you play that version of the combo, which I have a video showcasing that, you can play the Resonator in this guy's slot, but yeah, I don't have access to it, so this is the build I'm playing with Magnet Synchro. It's not a break if you drew it, you can still do the combo, because you just don't search with the Cupid effect. Next, do have some extenders. The one card, the 1-for-1. So you just special summon Neptabyss, Neptabyss, the Atlantean Prince, and you have a normal summon yet, so pretty much you're gonna combo from now that on. Then the 2 Eagle boosters. So we just want the effect of our Hulky Fibrax and our Auroradon to go through, and game 3 or even game 1, our opponent will try to stop those critical parts, because let's face it, if those cards get negated, then you don't have a combo and you don't have any plays at all. So that's why this can come up clutch sometimes. You can break with this card, but I'd rather have it than not, because even hands that I don't have access to the Minstrel, this makes it that I combo off. This is for the 2 spot. And next, I do want to see some cards going second, because I'm not always going with the die roll. But yeah, I do play 3 Chalice and 3 Impermanence. Of course, this deck is not only gas. You can make it to go gas, but you have to be a god winning every dice roll. So that's why I play 6 cards to stop my opponent. Even going second, you can activate Imperm and Chalice, and also going first are extra interruptions if you happen to do combo. Then we go to our extra deck. We have the 1 Almirage. So it's situational. In testing it came up, sometimes it came up, because you normal summon, pretty much you go normal summon the Prince or the Sea Diva, which are both targets you can special summon Almirage after, and you just have a Sea Aria in your hand, and you need that Water Monster in your graveyard, so this makes it possible. Came out sometimes, it's pretty good. Plus you have some space in your extra deck, and it's not really consolidated, so yeah, we'll see in the future if I update this deck what I do with this card. Next, the 1 Hulky. Okay, sole purpose this deck is good. Mermail Abyssteus. So yeah, sometimes when you don't have the information of your opponent hand, you do not want to go for the blind Hulky Fibrax. Also, I don't have 2 Hulky Fibrax because I would have played it, but yeah, if you have 2, you can really try to play 2 Hulk. You can move out any of the synchros you'll see from now on. But yeah, when you don't want a blind Hulk, you just end on Moulinglacia, and you happen to activate the Dragoon effect. You can search the Infantry, which is a pop a face-up card during your opponent's turn, and if you combine this card with the Impermanence Chalice, you can just end your turn there and don't want to commit too much by, let's say, burning your Hulky Fibrex. And also this card, if it gets destroyed, it will also set you up with follow-up during your next turn. Next, the Aria, the Charmer. So it just needs 2 water monster. When you happen to overextend, you can go Aria and then 1 tuner to go for your Hulky Fibrex, because when you go to your Auroradon effect, you don't want any monster in your main monster zone. Then, speaking of Auroradon, part of the combo is pretty good. The Abomination, because when you combo your first turn, then when you get your turn back, Auroradon can pop 1, and then you can use a monster Auroradon to go for your Abomination, or if you have access code, or if you can play even Appaloosa in this spot. But I choose Abomination because my opponent is not playing from there on. Next, for XYZs, I just played 1 Dweller. You can do it with the combo, you just end on a Savage and Dweller during the end phase, and if you know your opponent hand and Dweller is enough to stop your opponent, you can just go for Dweller and kill him next turn. But it's pretty much part of the combo if you wanted to go for Dweller. Next, the one formula, when you went for your blind Hulky Fibrex and it got stopped, you just activate Hulk on your opponent's turn, a special summon this, draw 1. That's it. Cupid Pitch, absolutely beautiful card in this deck. It becomes a Synchro 8, 7, or 6, which whatever you want. When you special summon it, you can choose for yourself, and is the part of the new combo, which is pretty good. Next, 1 Herald. That's why you banish card with Moulinglacia, because you special summon Moulinglacia after you special summon the Herald, and any card sent from the hand or graveyard, hand or deck to the graveyard will get banished, and is also mitigate. Next one, Brionac. You go second. Somehow you comboed, and yeah, you activate Pitch to make it level 3, and you can go for Brionac instead. Bounce as many cards that you have in your hand and your opponent field, and just go for game easily that way. 1 FA Dragster. Because I play the Synchro Magnet version, I do play Dragster, but if you have Burrow on the floor, you can put Dragster out, put Burrow on the floor, and then the Resonator, and this deck becomes so much better all of a sudden. The 1 Savage, just 2 negate, burn your opponent for 8 with Cupid Pitch. The 1, let's go, Dragite. So if you have the read that your opponent's playing some trap deck, or I don't know, you don't go for Savage anymore, and you go for Dragite instead with Pitch and 1 of the tokens for Auroradon. Next, the 1 Croc. So Croc, if you don't want to go Blind Hulk and you happen to have Teus and Diva, or you can overextend and you can do this card and still go for Hulky Fibrex, you can do this card, draw cards, and yeah, have more interruption for your opponent early on without committing to the combo. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. The deck is pretty consistent. As I said, I want to have 6 slots, so I have some interruption during my opponent's turn, or when my turn comes. I have some negation for his board before I start doing what my deck does, and that's why I play. But you can play more water extenders, for example, and make this deck all gas, but you have to be a god at always winning the die roll. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. I suggest you try this deck. It's pretty fun. It messes up with some people because you see their hand and you can just be their puppet master. So yeah, thanks for watching.